So many people want to pigeonhole you into like, they're supposed to be this dark heavy metal band. I'm like, because they're from Sweden? That's not how it works. There's a lot in there that's in your musical soul that I think that's why people are so drawn into it. That's how you touch so many people. Would you think I'm right?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Wow, Liam, you're really doing a retrospective on Ghost? Herder, not even metal, herder, Scooby-Doo chase music, haha. Yes, while that may rustle the jimmies of a few of you, I want you to do something really quick for me. Click off this video and take your negative energy and reason to hate me for something I like that you don't to therapy. Projection is unhealthy. I love Ghost the same way I love the darkness, with an acknowledgement of their gimmicks and a love of their music. This band style has shifted from dark yet melodic to melodic yet dark, kind of like Gork and Mork, and through it all the music has been monstrous metal, and yes, they are metal. So it's time to don the corpse-painted Pope outfits start praying to Ghost.
The mission cast upon the cell to form. I guess we had to form a band, and with reliable chaps that could handle their instruments in unison. So we did.
Formed in one of the best veins to tap for killer metal, Sweden, in 2006, band leader Tobias Forge spent his early music career going through several bands and genres. From death metal to pop rock, he did it all. But it wasn't until he wrote one song that he couldn't escape. Contacting an old band member to record the track, eventually the Ghost sound and look would congeal. Nameless ghouls would make up the rhythm section, while Tobias would don skull paint and a Pope outfit as the charismatically creepy Papa Emeritus, despite wanting to just play guitar for the band.
I think that the novelty of the first show also that attitude sort of lent itself a little to the crowd as well. So people were just like, click.
And with a 3-song demo recorded, the band put themselves on MySpace. Wow, do I feel old just saying that. And almost immediately we're hit up with offers to record a debut, shacking up in a basement studio as well as with independent label Rise Above Records. Opus Eponymous spread its wings over the metal market. Immediately you're taken aback with how much this album stands out from the fray. That classic Sabbath sound that melds with the Swedish metal melodies. Those awesome, haunting organs that combine with the mid-range guitar tones. And Tobias Forge's vocals, while clean and make metal elitists fucking cry, soar. And they boost those satanic songs he's written.
Believe in one God, do we? Satan Almighty.
A fantastic combination of old and new metal that honestly took a while for me to appreciate. Look, I got into this band through their later material, so this more darker, more gothic kind of style of them was more of a grower and not a shower. But now I cannot recommend songs like Death Knell, Ritual, and the song that starred this band, Stand By Him, more than legally allowed.
Tis the night of the witch. Tis the night of the witch tonight. And the vengeance is hers for...
Opus Eponymous is a darksome, devastating, deep dicking of metal. Are the lyrics a little cheesy? A little? Try a whole ass Gorgonzola wheel, they're still awesome all the while. And the album did really well, hitting number 50 on the Swedish album charts and netting the band a good chunk of opening slots. All that was left to do for them was to keep growing the fan base and their sound. But oh, they would do more than that. Now, what you need to know about Ghost albums is that in their own special way, they're all connected. Opus Eponymous ended with the awesome instrumental Genesis, which acted as a coming doom. And after delaying that doom to tour more and switch labels, eventually Infestissimum, if I'm even saying that right, would herald that doom with an opening instrumental and a killer opening track. Ghost BC, we're here to stay, baby. Wait, Ghost BC? Yeah, some legal bullshit, but that wouldn't be the only problem this band would face when recording this album. Recording it in Nashville, Tennessee.
One of the notches in the Bible Belt. What a name, the Bible Belt.
No choir they would find would be caught dead singing on the tracks. So, on top of an already rushed recording job, the band had to fly back and record the choirs in Hollywood, where apparently they don't mind worshiping the devil, at least according to what the band said. I mean, I agree, it is Hollywood. Now, the rush job on this album did leave a sour taste in the band's mouth. But it doesn't leave one in mine. I grab a big-ass swirly straw and suck harder than a hooker on rent day. This album is a huge step up from the debut, like all sophomore albums should be, effectively doubling what the debut did, and those choirs. Mama motherfucking mia. Songs like Year Zero and Goulet Zombie Queen would die without them. But you'll find some killer material on this album. Secular Haze, Idolatrine, Monstrance Clock. But while it may be considered a filler track, I just cannot get enough of Body and Blood.
His body and blood, sharing in common. His body and blood. His body.
Infestissimum was a big shift for the band, not only in their sound, but in their frontman. Oh, did Tobias quit? No, he just started a new ritual of switching out the Papa characters each album. Until he didn't, but we'll talk about that when we talk about that. But the sound of this band was going to take another turn.
And we are live right now. This is Grammy Live. You want to say anything to people back home?
How are you?
Back home?
Good,
well,
good.
stay away
Yeah.
from the Grammys.
Thank you. Oh yeah. What about you?
Yeah!
It is with this album, the monstrous Meliora, that the Ghost sound, at least for me, blossoms. After a new guitar rig inspired the band to bring guitars to the forefront, the songs took on an absence of God to continue that album connection. I guess the Antichrist from the last album decided to hump it on down somewhere else. But you know what? When the tracks are this good goddamn riddance. While the first two albums were more dark with hints of catchiness in them, the catchiness on Meliora is turned up to herpes levels. Spirit, from the pinnacle to the pit. Mummy Dust, that ending. Mwah! Majesty, Holy Asmodeus, that riff, and those organs. This album is fucking awesome. But I can't say it's all killer, no filler. Look, I am about to say something that'll probably get me assassinated in some ghost circles, but Cerise? Look, it's a good song, but I personally think the Grammy should have gone to He Is, a song that was recorded in 2007, but after many reworks, finally reared its beautiful, beastly head.
He's the shining in the light without whom I cannot see.
Hey, maybe after after that many reworks, my music will come out sounding this good. But now I'm just gaslighting myself. Meliora would mark the next big shift in the Ghost soundscape. Without this album, I don't think we would have gotten the killer Popestar EP and the awesome anthemic Square Hammer.
The riff was the thing that sort of originated the song, that bit. If you're talking about
Oh, yeah.
But it was just like one of those little melodies that I'm like, that is way too good. A lot of musicians can relate to a lot of riffage start basically sitting like that. You just sit and play it, and something that feels good.
Yeah.
You just sort of find yourself returning to that.
And while some Ghost fans wish that wasn't the case, that song would set the course for the next album.
This record in particular was definitely written in a state of mind that I probably might have not have done had I not been in a certain state of mind at that point when I wrote it. I wanted to make a record about survival, and it was written in a time where it was crucial for me to survive.
While you sleep in earthly delight, someone's flesh is rotting tonight, like no.
Now, before we get into this album, we must first delve into the den of drama that surrounds it. Now, for those unapprised, or those who just didn't get what the hell I meant at the beginning of this video, the band's instrumental side consists of nameless ghouls, men and women who are put into face masks to hide their identities. And while that has led to some interesting theories, like maybe that Dave Grohl is one of the nameless ghouls, real nameless ghouls decided in 2018 to sue Tobias Forge for royalties.
If we have 1,000 people or 2,000 people or 3,000 people showing up, I don't think that all of those thousands of people know. I don't think that even know my name. It depends on which angle. If anyone wants to make me sound like I'm asking for recognition, that is, I would say that is untrue. If someone would claim that I would have mantled a position above the others, that would be perfectly natural because I started this band in 2006. I've taken all the risks and fucking owned the thing. I've paid everyone that was ever in the band to be here. So that doesn't take any, effort away from anyone else. But just because you were in the band for a couple months, I won't let you, fucking represent the band into media.
Look, you can believe whoever you want to in this story, but the drama was so bad that it bled into the next album, Prequel.
Although it stinks, feels, and looks identical, a pack of fools can take the stand.
And what an album, fronted by new singer Cardinal Copia, even though a new Papa was introduced at the end of the Popestar tour. But then Tobias Forge said he wanted to kill off the Papa character, and it's just a whole bunch of random bullshit. The music on this beast is much more catchier on the whole. I mean, let's just call a spade here. This album bleeds 80s glam. I mean, the singles alone, Rats, Dance Macabre, but here's the kicker. The people who hate Ghost for sounding like this also like 80s metal. So what gives? Metal elitism? Nah, fuck that shit, kill it with fire, because this album kicks motherfucking ass. It's gratuitous. It's grandiose. If I had more G words in my vocabulary, I'd use them, but I think I made my point. You get a lot of killer material on this thing, not just the singles. My favorite song, Witch Image, the oh-so-happy ballad Pro Memoria. I mean, just look at these lyrics. Don't they make you want to smile? And the awesome instrumental Miasma, and with radical 80s sax solo. Prequel was the start of the new Ghost sound, and I, for one, welcome it. The more relaxed, just calling a session musician to do this part style of recording led to an album that, while some may say it's better or worse than Meliora, they can't say it's bad. Next.
And I just knew that at some point I want to make a record about the empires falling, and but also like sort of painting a picture like an inside of an empire with its suicidal mechanism, warts and all. And it felt like a completely different theme from the other record that I had in mind at the time, which was going to be the Plague record. Where the Plague record was more about the singular person in a more medieval sort of society. Empire was not about the little person's physical annihilation, but more lifestyle annihilation or soul annihilation.
Searchlight, looking for the watcher in the sky. Search.
And the hits, both good and bad, keep on coming. While they did release 2 bangers with 7 inches of Satanic Panic, Mariana Cross is better than Kiss the Go-Goat, and you can fight me on that. After revealing a new Papa and announcing a winter 2020 album release, the real 2020 reared its Nurgle ass and things were put on a long hold. But was Impera worth the wait? Well, let me just put it simply. Fuck yeah, bro! I didn't get to see Halloween Kills in theaters, but Hunter's Moon? Wow. Then Call Me Little Sunshine? Even better. Then 20s? Look, I still think that's a good song, but then they started playing Kaiserion during live performances, and when I heard that studio version, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was rock motherfucking hard.
It's the sound of another deadline whistling past your ears. It's the sight of a million regrets mounting over you.
Hey, Iron Maiden, this is what you're supposed to sound like. Now whatever the fuck Senjutsu was, this chronicling of the rise and fall of empires mostly rises, but does fall at the end admittedly. Look, Respite on the Spitalfields may be your jam, but it's not mine. But then again, neither was Life Eternal off of Prequel. But I'm not gonna let a meh aftertaste ruin the succulent steak that is Impera. Quite possibly my favorite Ghost album. Kaiserion, Watcher in the Sky, Spillways, Darkness at the Heart of My Love. But the gold medal will go to a song that at first I really didn't like. But then after a few listens, I just gotta say that Griftwood is a great song.
You wanna play with the side. You wanna view from the spire. You wanna see.
Impera is a fantastic sequel to Prequel. I did not lie to you when I said this was my favorite Ghost album, and whatever other ABBA metal Tobias has got cooking up in that Swedish membrane of his, I hope it's just as good, if not better, than its predecessors. Well, that does it for another episode of The Retrospective. I thank you all once again for sitting with me, and until next time, I'm Liam Winfield. Keep on rocking.
I noticed there are kids here in the hall tonight. You're a kid? Okay. I saw some smaller kids too. I'm sure you already know the drill about the birds and the bees and stuff. You know, when one person meets another person, sometimes it's just unavoidable. They will eventually the good part. They're doing it, and they have good tempo and good sense of rhythm, and maybe they can both come. Maybe they at the same time, and they can both be happy. Yes.